I must then talk something about late Mr. Martin Wickramasinghe says in Sinhala, පොතක් කියවීම නොහුරු රටකට ගියා වැන්න. The most venerable Reverend Mahasangha, the chief guest today, Professor J.B. Disanayake, our respected Sinhala teacher in all the time, and all the other guests. First and foremost, I must give my thanks to the organizers for asking me to deliver a speech in English in this very special auditorium. As we all know, we are in a very special day today, because today we are in a meeting of releasing 10 books called Stories Matter. And they are published very specially in all 3 languages in Sri Lanka. And that will show you the aim of the organizers. And therefore, my heartiest thanks go to the organizers, and especially the Mother Association of Germany and the sponsors of this program, Shoek family, Skiffiton. As we know, we Sri Lankans are in a very crucial or critical situation as a country at this moment. It is economically, politically, socially, and also we, as a school principal, I understand a lot of matters in educational side. So that a program like this is really an energetic step for today's Sri Lankan society. If I remember my personal experience, I have been teaching in a school which was in a so-called Maim Gammane once in 1990s in Padaviya. So we suffered a lot. And I remember as a reader I had to walk for 12 kilometers to go to the nearest library. Or I had to borrow a bicycle from somebody to travel that distance. I was in the second mostly bombs attempted road in the country, Bogaswa Pulmude Road. The last 12 kilometers were belonged to the, in the daytime to the Sri Lankan soldiers, night time to the other set of people. So that I know the value of using these languages. And once I, as a teacher, worked for 9 years in a very specific school in Gampa district, because its name is St. Sebastian's, a Catholic school by the name. The principal is a Catholic person under the Act of 1962, and majority teachers were Buddhists and majority students were Muslims. Still it is there in Ederamula Vattala. So that there also I had that experience of this intercommunal understanding. And my students, there were, some of them were Safras, there was Najima and all. And there was Christopher as well. And therefore, I think I am in the right place by now, because I have been invited to speak something about that as well. And today they are issuing 10 books, and their names you may know, I think, by now already. Anyway, I must then talk something about late Mr. Martin Wickramasinghe says in Sinhala, පොතක් කියවීම නොහුරු රටකට ගියා වැන්න. If you read a book, that means you are entering a new world where you had never been. According to my friends, I am a bookworm. I have been reading from one of the most famous Sudugona Suduadda by the age of 9 years, because my mother was a government servant. And I did not stop there. I read, and later on, although there is my first book publishing today, I started writing with some newspaper articles since 1986. First I was writing for the newspaper Krida, and then in the after 2010, I joined Nanajaya and Sujaya and wrote more articles and more articles with relevant to the history, geography, and some other matters relevant to the ecotourism. And thanks to the organizers, today one of my books is here that is called Soba Sri Lanka. And I think our veteran professor will agree with the name Soba Sri Lanka because I was given the theme nature. And as a school principal and as a teacher, I give my fullest cooperation with regard to this matter because I am a very much very fast reader. And I remember in that so-called St. Sebastian Mahavidyalaya, I was the librarian for nearly a time of 3 years. So all these experiences helped me, and I have to tell these children especially, why don't you start writing? If you read, you can write. Without reading, I don't think that there is no good writing. Therefore, again, I must thank the organizers. And if we take another important fact about reading today, and there is a little sort of jealousy towards children in Western and some Asian countries, because Sri Lanka is in the most pathetic condition in the case of reading for children. That's why I said there is a small jealousy, because in European countries they read. I have heard that in Finland, where you find the most successful educational system in the world, the teachers are sent letters by parents. Dear teacher, give us the names of the new books. That is what they do in Finland. But here, our children have no time for reading, because in the evening, as soon as they reach home, parents are ready to drag them for the evening classes. Therefore, they are in a very much pathetic condition in the case of reading, and they don't have even time to read the textbook freely given by the government. In our time, we had no free books, but now they have, but they don't have time. We had enough time for reading, Professor. We had enough time for reading, but we had no books. When I was schooling in my village in Gampaha, only the village temple bought the newspaper, daily newspaper, and we used to read it on Sundays because when we used to go to the Dhampasala. There, the elderly monks told, "Pattare tiyena." So we used to read. We had no reading materials, whereas now these people have, but unfortunately, they don't have time. Therefore, I have to tell that our children are given a very, very good opportunity. And the other thing, for maybe about 30, 40 years, or more than over that, we have been talking about teaching a second language. Sinhala for the Tamil friends, Tamil for the Sinhala friends. It is one of the most unsuccessful theories in Sri Lanka, because we, as the Department of Ministry of Education, has no any plan for that, as far as I know. Somebody would come and tell Tamil for children in the school. Somebody would go and teach the Tamil children some Sinhala. There is no organized way. I think if we have such a program in the schools, in the government schools especially, this type of program would be very much helpful for that. And therefore, I must thank the Mother Association for creating this opportunity, giving this opportunity, and showing us a new path. And that's all. And I must then thank for the organization of organizers for having yet another idea. That is, distributing these books freely to some selected schools. Actually, I am very sorry to say, in Sri Lanka, our schools are selected really by now, by their name, by their history, and so. Therefore, we have some good schools and bad schools. We have big schools and small schools. I am working in such a middle type school, whereas children come from the lower level and our children go to the top schools. This happens daily. And even tomorrow I have to sign two children to sign, go out of the school for another big school. So in that manner, this would help those children at least to read and get a chance. And we need to work hard to make them addict and make them silence. Who are these them? The children. So the reading will give them that chance. And I think that those people in faraway schools will be benefited by this program. And I hope that the Mother Association will continue this very good work. And finally, I have to say this. For a better future, you have planned a lot. For a better future, you have given a lot. For a better future, you have done a lot. And for a better future, you have sacrificed a lot. Thank you very much.